Hey guys, MacDolio here. Looking at some weekly charts today. This is the euro that you're looking at, futures, and what I see here is a huge consolidation, and it does appear to me that it wants to break to the upside, at least come up to this previous volume surge level of 118.75. That's gonna coincide with this mean here. As you can see, the percent R is at 70 reading, which is still rather bullish. Let's see. This is the 4-hour chart, and it appears that it's working off MACD divergence, but the energy is getting exhausted, so I would expect it to turn around pretty soon. It's gonna open above this green area, and even if it makes a little tip down, I would expect it to bounce back up. Back on this weekly, as you can see, there's this big greenie up here, and I would say it's entirely possible that at some point this is gonna make it back to 124.84 ish, which is the next volume surge area. Okay, here's the US dollar weekly, and this is like the mirror image of the euro that you just saw. It appears that this one has a test of this low coming soon at 92. The 4-hour chart shows a run up that is like coming to an end, although it might make another push and reach for 94.93 first. Ultimately, I think it would come down to this 88-89 level. Well, this sort of means that the Federal Reserve is not going to be raising interest rates. Okay, here's the Japanese yen. It's putting in a huge cup, and right now we're having trouble up in this area of this wick, and we already had one reaction to the downside, but then again we might have another one smaller, maybe to this level, which is the hammer down here. The percent R is red as can be. This is very strong. On the 4-hour level, the yen is in this very tight range, and it's probably going to open slightly on the bullish side, but it can make a move anytime down to the 8-day EMA, which is this blue one here. And that would make sense, because this would be a move down, and then it's a flag and another step down. So I would think that it could come back down to retest this level down here. This is the British pound, and this has been in a strong downtrend, and now we're getting a consolidation that appears to be a bottoming formation. We just had this week a touchdown on this ATR limit, and we are stuck below this volume surge 47 34.35. I would think a move, a bounce back to the upside is due here, especially that on the 4 hour it shows to have reached its potential. All kinds of turn signals up here. This bounce can be quite extensive. I'm plotting 145, but I would say at least 44.36, which would be the pivot of the week. The Swiss franc, well, it's had its run, but it's got the moving average, this 30 period moving average coming down, and we might reach for it, but this is an area where they seem to be getting out of the Swiss. Therefore a move back down to the bottom of the channel and ultimately a break lower, maybe to this level. Surprisingly, the daily energy is rather low. That's all these low numbers up here, and that would mean that it would have to retrace hard and quick. So I would think somewhere down in this previous support area for starters, 102.49, then perhaps 102 and 101.5. Here's the Aussie, and this is the most complex of all. It finished smack dab on the previous neckline, and yeah, it could go both ways. It would take out the high, then it could rally. And let's see, percentiles at 53, so that doesn't give you any clues. You are in the middle of this range. You're gonna open with slight bearish bias, because you're gonna be below the pivot. So that's saying probably down first. On the 4 hour, this pullback has not reached this doji down here just yet, but overall this one is not too bearish. It could ricochet at this low, which is yet again that doji, the low of that doji, the weekly low, and would have one more move up, which might fail maybe just below the high. Okay, for last I'm gonna go through some of the pairs. These are all 4 hour charts, and this is the pound USD having a bounce up with the energies spiking way low, so this would lead to reversal. You might get a move back down and then bounce up at least to this 144 level in the beginning, and then perhaps up here. Next is the euro dollar. This one seems to have more room to the downside. It has not back tested the breakout, which would bring it to, well, not much lower actually. It's only like 40 pips lower, where we would expect to turn back up. Energy is also weary. Okay, USD Swiss. This looks like it doesn't have much potential to the upside. Could this be a high base? Let's think. No, I would expect it to turn back down. It's not entirely overbought yet, and the energy is starting to push, so probably gonna bounce back off, which would mean US dollar weakness or further Swiss franc strength. Okay, here's the Aussie. Yeah, that's reaching support pretty soon, and a bounce back up to 74.36 is very likely. Pound Swiss. Yeah, where is this gonna go to? Okay, the next level is 38.94, and then I would think that 39.48 would be touched as well. Now would it reach here? 140? Maybe not. This divergence is not going to change the trend likely. Let's see this thing here. So yeah, that's probably your target right there. USD yen is reaching high, full charge. This is gonna be a big move, and is it gonna be a continuation? Yes, it could be. The pound yen is due for a retracement, and I would think that it won't exceed the 80-hour limit at 154.5. Okay, the last image here is the euro yen, and what I want to show you here is the comfort level oscillator that I made, and this is the first skidding, and after that the first retracement is the highest probability trade of all. It actually retraced to this pivot level, and in this case your target would be 127.5 extension, and if you see this blue line here where it held steady, we almost hit it on the nose. So I would say that this move is done. There's divergence showing on the MACD, and this can move back up to at least the pivot, which is not too far, but I'm showing some levels up here that might be of interest. Some market maker levels, and that's all I have for you today. Have a good day and have good trading next week. Goodbye.